I'm getting like 150,000 likes. It just made the video 1,000 times better.
You would apologize after the fact?
I don't know, everybody keep asking what camera I use, and I always tell them it's this right here.
Do you think gear matters?
It does. Depending on what you want to do, you need the right gear. Not every single camera could give you that field of view to let the viewers feel like they're on a ride with you, or having that cinematic, like tight shot, you know, into the eyes, zooming into like, I don't know, the mountains in the background, stuff like that. If you're about telling a story, you're gonna need that gear to portray that message.
For the people that are unfamiliar with your content, tell us a little bit of your story.
I know I say this a lot, but my mom basically bought me a camera when my little sister was born. I always had that like creative aspect. So when I got the camera, it like poured into that as well. Like I used to dance as well, right?
Yeah.
So we had this little dance group in the school, and I was like, hey guys, I have a camera. Let's start recording these videos. So I'd record all the dance videos, edit them on like Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah.
So that whole like creative process started from like just innocence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it flew over to like me loving tech, recording all the tech videos I had, uploaded that to YouTube just for fun, you know what I mean? I just wanted a platform to post them. If you're being yourself, you're being unique to yourself, then you're gonna stand out from a lot of people. I'm just doing it strictly off passion.
So you brought 5 pieces with you. Just like, let's dive into it. What's the first thing that you have for us?
I'm gonna start off kind of strong. It's this right here, the A7S3. As you can see, there's a lot of sand on it right now.
Yeah, man, you use it. It's
crazy.
a tool, dude.
Yeah.
Like you went to Dubai. That's what that is. That's Dubai sand right there.
I was in the dunes, like active with this camera. I love this camera. It's like, it gets the job done for me. It gives that nice cinematic look that a lot of people like to see. And yeah, this is the camera I use to film all my videos.
So why this over the FX3? Because you have a cage on this. So like break down, even with the lens, and you have like an ND filter. Just talk a little bit about like the choice of this as your.
So this entire setup right here is like the one-man show for me. Start by talking about the ND filter. This is very important because you want to get that nice like depth of field, but you still want to have the exposure right. So you have to use this ND filter if you want that. And then this cage is on it because I like to film vertical sometimes. So I have this quick release plate on it from Lacie. I can't live without this. So if I want to film vertical, I'll just screw it out, slide it on this side. And I have this quick release plate on all my tripods as well. So it's easy to slot in and slot out. And then also I have another small rig attachment up here. If I'm filming by myself again and I want the monitor, I can just snap the monitor onto here. And that's basically the entire setup. I do have.
And what lens is this? You got a Tamron?
Yeah, the Tamron 17-28. This is like a good ultra wide lens in my opinion. It could zoom in to 28. It's not crazy tight, but if you want like some nice little B-roll, you could do that. But I feel like most times I'm filming by myself, and the 17mm with like a Gorilla Pod or something like that, you get that nice field of view that's not too close up. It's a nice view, and I love those wide shots. Like it introduces like the new environment, you know what I mean?
Do you ever wish you had a little bit more than 28?
Yeah, that's why sometimes I always bring with me the Sony 24-70 as well. Because in the videos you need some nice close intimate shots as well to mix it up. So I feel like those two lenses I would bring with me.
This is the camera, I think, for a lot of people that changed everything. There's always this debate of like A7S3 over like FX3. And for a lot of people, there's like team A7S3 and then there's like FX3. The reality is like you basically are getting the same camera with just more flexibility.
I wanted to upgrade to the FX3, but I feel like I don't need to.
So my last question before we jump into your next product, are you taking photos? I know it's like 12 megapixel photos, but when I watched one of your last vlogs, you're like shooting everything on your phone now for photos.
Yeah, because I realized that, I don't know, recently with Instagram, I feel like the high resolution pictures are too serious. Or it gives more of like a professional vibe, but I feel like I've mastered iPhone photography in a sense where it's like you find your whole aesthetic and you just bang out some pictures that like just capture the whole vibe, and like people just love it. And it's been trending for me recently. Like I'm getting like 150,000 likes.
Crazy
90,000
stuff.
90,000 likes. And Yeah, a lot of people just don't. They think I edit the pictures, but it's really simple. It's just low exposure. You don't want it to be too bright, too dark because iPhone it
Yeah,
tends
yeah.
to brighten the pics a lot. So you have to like do the low exposure. And what people are doing wrong is like swiping down. Like they touch the focus, then swipe down. But the
Yeah,
issue with that is, especially for video, it locks the focus.
yeah, yeah.
So if you want it to zoom in or out, it's like out of focus. It's not good. So what I do, I manually click in the exposure, then lock it in, and then I start shooting video or images. But
So do you care about like photos anymore on like a big camera?
not really.
So when you look at this, are you just going like this is just for video,
Yeah, just for
cinematic video?
Yeah, I feel like the iPhone takes good enough pictures that is appealing for social media. But if it's something serious, like I'm working on brand deals or something like that, then I feel like it's appropriate to whip out the A7 IV.
But I agree, man. In terms of social media, the engagement with the serious photo has changed so much in the last like year.
It's crazy. I don't know. Like I feel like if I posted a carousel with just HD pictures of like the regular stuff that I'll be doing, it probably won't hit as hard as how the iPhone hits. I don't know. Something about iPhone pictures just it's just easy to look at. It's not too serious. It's just laid back vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the iPhone is so like fixed focus in a sense where it captures everything like the foreground, the background without blurring out too much, and it's just
Yeah.
like a vibe.
Considering that you're shooting almost all of your cinematic stuff and it looks so good, like your
Yeah.
coloring, the fact that it's just like simple,
This is
it
all I
works,
use.
man. You can't argue with results. Is like one of
Yeah,
my
it
favorite quotes
shows.
ever. This episode of Gear Matters is sponsored by Artlist. Now, I have a little hot tip for all of the editors out there. This has saved me so much time in my post-production process. So on Artlist, they have a plugin where you can access the website within your editing program. We're talking Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and Final Cut Pro. So basically, while you're editing, you can actually search for music right within the editing program. You can even play back your footage over top of the song that you're thinking about to make sure like the vibe is hitting just right. And once you select your song, it downloads right into the program. So you no longer have to head over to the website, download the file, go over to your finders, then switch it over to your project, and then relink it and import it to find out you don't even like the song. And you have to do that all over again. Now it speeds up the process by finding your music, footage, and sound effects like that. And on top of that, Artlist just launched their AI Assistant plugin, which automatically scrubs through your footage and gets rid of all the pauses in your talking head clips. This saves so much time in post-production. So if you want access to all of this, plus the AI voiceover feature, you can head over to artlist.io or hit the link in the description below to get 2 months free through my link only. And now back to Shevon. What's next?
You might think it's super simple, but I film a lot by myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes the Rode mic is good, the shotgun mic I should say, but this I feel like is a perfect mic for like when you're filming by yourself. It's the
Oh.
DJI.
I know the
mic
DJI
right here.
mic twos.
Yeah, amazing. So I love it because you could put your camera meters away,
Yep.
and then you could still talk to the camera, and it gives that really nice vibe where you could capture the scenery and still have vivid, clear audio if you wanted to put it to the exhaust of a car, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and still picking it up well. So I feel like it's a very versatile mic, and I can't live without it. Like if I'm going on a shoot, this is something I definitely have to bring with me.
Yeah, I have 2 of them actually.
Yeah?
I have one in my camera bag always, and I leave another one here at the office.
It's so clutch.
Yeah, man. They're so good because even the noise cancellation, if you need
Yeah.
it in like a certain environment, plus the like separate recording. Yeah. Fun fact, I'm the voice on the commercial for this.
No way.
Yeah, so I knew the product pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last blog I posted too with the cabin, the entire thing was shot on this.
And they're so easy to use.
It's like a game changer for me, honestly.
Okay, I feel like it's easy. Let's just roll into number 3.
Number three is my GoPro, man. So recently, I never leave without my GoPro now
Yeah.
because when it comes to like activities and different perspective, if you're doing rigorous stuff, like you still want to capture it and mix it up with a vlog. This has been super clutch for me. I just started using it not too long ago, like 3 months now, and it's so easy to use. It's waterproof.
Like, so like just a question for you too, like, because this is a very like cinematic
Yeah.
kind of setup. And then, a lot of people would say like, oh, maybe the GoPro would feel like a little less cinematic. How do you find this is like helping your storytelling or like the blending of your content?
I feel like it helps to capture certain aspect of the video where my camera would never get to see the lights off. You know what I mean?
This can go where that can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's still fun. For example, I went to Wonderland, right? There's no way I'm going on a ride
Imagine.
with the A7S3. I don't even think it's legal to bring the camera.
Yeah.
But I just snuck it in, and it just made the video 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
Like getting my reaction going down the roller coaster, getting a POV of the roller coaster. It makes the audience feel like they're there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that you can only get with a GoPro. You know, you slick it onto your head. You feel like you're living in my life. If that makes
It's
sense.
the point of view.
Yeah, the point of view.
Yeah.
And people, I could see from the comments, like even people are saying, I feel like I was there with you, blah, blah. You don't really get that with this camera.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I want to get from my audience, to make them feel like they're there with me.
Yeah.
That helps with engagement.
Yeah.
It helps with like their emotions watching the video.
Yeah.
When it comes to sparking emotions, if it comes to song choices, all that, I spend hours, even days, choosing the music, because it just helps bring that story across more. I don't know, I'm just huge on like emotions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
All right, what's number 4 in the
number
kit?
4 on the list. This is a new addition that I've been loving recently as well. Small rig clamp.
Yeah, you got the clamp, and then you got the articulating arm. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We'll put the official name right here. It's not hitting.
Whoever thought about this, you're a genius. So I started even bringing this over my Gorilla Pod now.
Yeah.
And the angles that you could put this in is ridiculous.
Is this hold the weight of that?
Yeah. So in my recent trip to Dubai, I had it like clamped on to on the plane to get like a nice POV shot of me in my seat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Clamping onto like parts of the wall on my Airbnb to get like a high shot of me working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's no other tripod or clamp that I know that could get me those perspectives. And the fact that I could do like POV stuff with it as well. So that's why I have this cage on it. I could screw it onto like the cage, and then you get the FOV.
Yeah.
It's so sick, right?
Yeah.
So you could set up like coffee shots.
So the one thing I'm kind of picking up, and based on watching your videos as well, is that you're not like afraid to like bring your camera into situations that I think a lot of people would be like afraid to kind of like take it out.
Everything is just like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I'd rather just do it. If anything happens bad, so be it. But at least I tried to get the shot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would definitely apologize after. I won't ask if I could do anything. I'll just do it. And then if they're like, oh, you're not supposed to do this, then I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. But I'm always going for the shot first, and then I'll deal with the consequences. You know what I mean? So I'm always just risking it just to get that different perspective that when people are watching, they'll be like, how did you get that shot? You know what I mean?
So are you not like precious with your stuff?
I feel like just recently, I remember I used to use screen protectors, phone cases. I used to get like OCD whenever there's a scratch on my screen and stuff like that. But now I'm just ready to film. I'm just ready to work, whatever.
And so are you kind of like chasing that flow rather than letting the like safety of an item kind of get in the way of like...
I'm trying to get rid of the fear of like having second thoughts rather than just doing it. Like obviously I'm still pretty safe with my gear.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be like too like conscious of it, because then the idea that I had in mind might not work just because of fear, you know what I mean? So I'm just always ready to roll.
Yeah, man, that's huge. I think a lot of people get like, they'll buy all the gear and then they'll finally get to the spot of like actually setting up the shot, and they'll just like stop themselves because they're like worried about like damaging their camera, or they're worried about like getting in trouble for something. And like, it's good to be like, you know, it's good to be conscious of these things. But I think, you know, what does separate is like obviously like a strong voice on YouTube. It's like you've got a great, strong, unique voice, but also like not being afraid to like put the camera where a lot of people would be afraid to put a camera. And I think that's like, it seems like even this simple amount of gear that you have here allows you to just support that mentality.
Having shots that people are scared to get definitely sets you apart. Go one step above, you know? Yeah, 1% better every day.
And how many like shots end up on the cutting room floor?
So the thing with my videos is they're not too planned, you know? Like, it's not like a whole production where like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. It's like, I know, like, because it's so raw, it's like, it's so raw, and I'm trying to make it cinematic.
Yeah.
And you know, like, a lot of cinematic stuff takes a lot of pre-production and a lot of planning. So for me, it's like, I have the gear, I have an idea of like how I want to get these cinematic shots, and it's just like whatever I run up into, whatever like opportunity, I'm like, oh, that might be cool for this. So it's like nothing really planned. It's just like whatever is in my way or in my environment, I try to utilize to the best of my ability to portray that cinematic feel
while
or something
keeping
like
it raw too.
exactly.
I know. I think you capture that perfectly. So let's. What's the last piece of gear you have for us? Dude, you know what's so funny? I saw it. I was like, when I was looking over, I was like, I wonder if he's gonna mention on the back of his phone.
I always just have it on the back of my phone.
Yeah.
But this is the Peak Design like MagSafe tripod. So clutch. So if I need pictures, videos, whatever, it just pops right out and it stays on the back of the phone like this. Uses MagSafe right here. And if you're a solo filmmaker like me, then this would just come in clutch.
I'm looking at your kit right here. Like, pull your bag up for a second. Would you use this bag on like if you were going out to shoot?
So if I'm going on small shoots, I love this bag right here. It's the Grams 28. It has like a section for your camera gear as well, like a little cube section that you could put your lenses in.
Yeah.
And I feel like it looks so elegant. It
Yeah,
doesn't look
man.
like a camera bag. Yeah, I fit my drone here, my camera, my lens, all my batteries, and I'm good to go, laptop and everything. And you'll never know that I'm ready for like a big shoot.
I think this is like you're the prime example of someone who can be extremely successful
Yeah.
with storytelling, personality, and like very minimal gear. But your stuff looks cinematic. It's
Yeah.
so fun to watch. And I think for a lot of people who, this is a big conversation that comes up a lot of the time is like people think that they need all this gear in order to like reach success. But like
Yeah.
I think you're a testament of like
And this
simple is like all you need.
don't feel like you need to get all the best gear.
Yeah.
It's definitely an evolution. It's like really about like the storytelling. For some people who are starting new, I'm just saying this because a lot of people always ask, just start with your iPhone, start with anything that you have at your disposal. Some of these cameras you might get it and you don't even know how to use it fully
Yeah, yeah.
because you're so new into filmmaking. You want to see the elevation. You just don't want to start at the best, if that makes sense.
Well, Shevon, thanks for coming out, man. Where can we find you?
Shevon, Salmon everywhere.
Highly recommend. His vlogs especially are some of my favorites.